Hi there, I'm Sarah, and I want to share how I handled the most toxic person in my life. So, I'm a 32-year-old marketing executive, and up until recently, I thought I had everything sorted out. Great career, amazing husband, Mark, and our sweet little girl, Emily, who just turned 4. Life was good. But then there was Jessica, Mark's younger sister. At first, I thought we'd get along great, maybe even become close friends. But I couldn't have been more wrong. From the beginning, I got this weird vibe from her. She'd give me these looks like she was sizing me up. I tried to ignore it, telling myself I was just imagining things. Sarah, you're overthinking it. Mark would reassure me whenever I brought it up. Jess is just a little intense. She means well. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling something was off, especially during family gatherings. She'd make these backhanded compliments like, "Oh, Sarah, that dress is so bold. I could never wear something so daring at your age." I mean, seriously, I'm only 3 years older than her. Fast forward to our 5th wedding anniversary. Mark and I were planning a long overdue night out, just the two of us. How about that new rooftop restaurant downtown? Mark suggested, his eyes lighting up. It sounds perfect. I replied, but a small worry crept in. What about Emily? That's when Jessica jumped in, all smiles. I can watch her. You two need a night out. The idea of leaving Emily with her made me uneasy, but Mark seemed so excited, and I didn't want to start an argument. Are you sure? I asked, hoping to detect any sign of insincerity. Of course, Jessica beamed. Emily and I will have a great time, won't we, sweetie? Emily just shrugged, too busy with her coloring to notice the tension. Mark squeezed my hand. It'll be fine. Let's do it. That evening, we got all dressed up and ready to go. I knelt down to Emily's level, giving her a big hug. Be good for Aunt Jessica, okay? Mommy and Daddy will be back soon. As we left, I couldn't shake a strange feeling, like something in Jessica's smile wasn't quite right, but I pushed the thought away. It was just one night. What could go wrong? Oh, if only I'd known then what I know now. Mark and I arrived at the fancy restaurant, chandeliers sparkling overhead, the smell of gourmet food in the air. We ordered champagne to celebrate our 5 years together. To us, Mark said, raising his glass, and many more years of happiness. I clinked my glass against his, but my gut wouldn't let me fully relax. Do you think Emily's okay? I asked. Babe, she's fine, Mark reassured me, reaching across the table. Jessica's got this. Try to enjoy tonight. I nodded, trying to shake the worry. For a little while, I did. We chatted, reminisced about our wedding, and even started planning a family vacation. The tension started to melt away. Remember our first dance? Mark asked with a grin. I was so nervous I almost stepped on your dress. I laughed. How could I forget? You looked terrified. Just as our main course arrived, my phone buzzed. It was an unknown number. Weird, I muttered, declining the call. Probably just a telemarketer. But then it rang again. And again. By the third call, my heart was racing. Hello, I answered, my voice shaky. Is this Sarah Thompson? A deep voice asked. Yes. Who's this? Ma'am, this is Firefighter Johnson from Station 12. We have your daughter here. My blood ran cold. What? That's impossible. She's with her aunt. I'm afraid not, ma'am. She was found outside our station about 20 minutes ago. I bolted upright, nearly knocking over my glass. We're coming right now. Mark stared at me, confused. What's happening? Emily's at the fire station, alone. We need to go. Now. We rushed out, not even stopping to pay the bill. During the drive, my mind was spinning. How could this happen? Where was Jessica? When we pulled up to the station, I barely waited for the car to stop before jumping out. Inside, I saw Emily sitting on a bench, tears streaking down her face. Mommy, she cried, running into my arms. I held her tight, my own tears falling. It's okay, baby. Mommy's here. You're safe. A firefighter approached, his expression grim. We've called the police. They'll want to speak with you. Mark came in, looking shocked. Where's Jessica? What the hell happened? I shook my head, my fear turning to anger. I don't know. But when I found out what Jessica had done, I swore she'd regret ever offering to babysit. As we waited for the police, all the signs I'd ignored over the years flooded my mind. The snide remarks, the jealous glares. How could I have been so blind? One thing was certain. Jessica was going to pay for this. No one messes with my family and walks away unscathed. The next few days were a blur: police interviews, sleepless nights, and Emily clinging to me as if she'd never let go. I couldn't blame her. The cops were doing their investigation. But I needed answers now. "I'm hiring a private investigator," I announced to Mark over breakfast. He sighed, rubbing his temples. "Is that really necessary? The police are already." "The police aren't moving fast enough." I cut him off, my voice sharp. "This is your sister, Mark. Don't you want to know why she did this?" Mark's face fell, his defenses crumbling. "Of course I do. I can't believe Jess would do something like this." I softened, reaching for his hand. "I know it's hard to accept, but we have to face the facts. Jessica's not who we thought she was." While Mark was at work, I met with the PI, a no-nonsense woman named Diane. "I need everything you can dig up on Jessica," I told her. "Leave no stone unturned." Diane nodded, jotting notes. "Any particular areas of interest?" I thought for a moment. Her finances, her social media, and any history of unstable behavior. As Diane got to work, I decided to do some digging myself. I logged into Facebook and scrolled through Jessica's profile. At first, it was the usual stuff: selfies, memes, the occasional passive-aggressive quote. But soon, I noticed a pattern. Every time I posted something about a family milestone or success, Jessica would post something bitter within hours. When I announced my promotion, she ranted about nepotism. When we shared photos from our family vacation, she posted articles about the toxicity of nuclear families. "Holy crap," I muttered, screenshotting everything. Just then, my phone rang. It was Deanne. "You're going to want to see this," she said. "Check your email." I opened my laptop, and what I saw made my blood boil. Diane had sent me screenshots of messages Jessica had sent to various family members, spreading lies about me. One message read, "Did you know Sarah's cheating on Mark? I saw her with another man last week. Should we tell him?" No wonder some of Mark's cousins had been so cold to me lately. I called Mark immediately. "You need to come home. Now." When he arrived, I laid everything out: the Facebook posts, the messages, all of it. I can't," Mark stuttered, his face pale. "Why would she do this?" "Because she's jealous," I said softly. "She's always been jealous." Just then, Emily wandered into the room, clutching her favorite stuffed animal. "Mommy, can I tell you something?" I knelt down to her level, brushing the hair out of her face. "Of course, sweetie." "What is it?" Emily's lower lip trembled. "Aunt Jessica said mean things when you were gone. She said you didn't really love me. That's why you left me." With her words, Mark's head snapped up, his eyes blazing with anger. "She said what?" he growled. I hugged Emily tighter, my heart breaking. "It's not true, baby. Mommy and Daddy love you more than anything in the world." Emily snuggled into my arms, and I met Mark's gaze. The pain and betrayal in his eyes mirrored my own. "We need to talk to my parents," he said grimly. "They need to know what Jessica's done." I nodded, already formulating a plan. Jessica thought she could mess with my family, but she had no idea who she was dealing with. The truth was coming out, and there would be nowhere left for her to hide. The next morning, the call we'd been waiting for finally came. The police had found Jessica hiding out at a friend's place. They brought her in for questioning, and that's when it all unraveled. "We're pressing charges," I told Mark as we drove to the station. He nodded, his jaw clenched. "Good. She needs to face consequences for once in her life." At the station, we watched through a two-way mirror as Jessica broke down during the interrogation. "I just wanted her to know what it feels like to lose everything," she sobbed. "Sarah has it all: the perfect job, the perfect husband, the perfect kid. It's not fair." A wave of anger and pity washed over me. "She's been planning this for months," the detective said. It wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment thing. Mark's parents arrived at the station, looking devastated. His mom's voice trembled as she asked, "Is it true? Did Jessica really?" I nodded, grim. "I'm sorry, but yes. We have proof." We showed them everything: the social media posts, the lies she spread, and even Emily's statement about the cruel things Jessica had said. "Oh God," Mark's mother whispered. "Where did we go wrong with her?" "It's not your fault," I said, surprising myself with how much I meant it. "Jessica made her own choices. The next few months were a whirlwind of legal proceedings and therapy sessions. Emily had nightmares for weeks, but slowly, with the help of a child psychologist, she began to heal. Finally, the day of Jessica's sentencing arrived. The judge looked at her sternly. "Miss Thompson, your actions were not only illegal but deeply disturbing. You endangered a child out of petty jealousy. I'm sentencing you to 3 years of probation and mandatory psychiatric treatment." Months passed, and we focused on healing and rebuilding our sense of safety. Emily turned 5, and we threw her a big party. As I watched her blow out her birthday candles, surrounded by friends and family who truly cared for her, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. "Make a wish, sweetie," I called out. Emily grinned, her missing front tooth making her look even more adorable. "I wish for no more bad people in our family," she said. Everyone laughed, but I felt tears prick my eyes. My brave little girl. Later that night, as Mark and I cleaned up after the party, he pulled me close. "You know," he said softly, "I'm proud of us. We got through this, and we're stronger now." I leaned into his embrace, feeling the warmth of his love. "Yeah, we are. And now we know who our real family is." We had a new chapter to write, and Jessica wasn't going to be part of our story anymore. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply living well, and that's exactly what we plan to do. The story of my family's betrayal and recovery has come to an end. But now, I have a question for you. If you were in my shoes, would you ever consider forgiving Jessica? Or do you believe some actions are truly unforgivable? Think about it. She endangered my child and tried to destroy my family out of pure jealousy. But she's clearly struggling with her own issues. So where do you draw the line between compassion and self-preservation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this wild ride, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more real-life drama and family stories. Your support means the world to me and helps me keep sharing these intense experiences with all of you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.